music. All right. Welcome back to the FW Project. This is Michael, your host, and we're going to be talking about how to survive Manhattan, part one. Because I have the live before, but every time I use Waze and go to Waze, the live feed is getting interrupted all the time. So I didn't know that. That's why my live is just getting cut off every time I look at the Waze. But since I'm not using Waze today, so yeah, let's go talk about surviving Manhattan. So if you're a Filipino and you're in Manhattan, there's just two things. In general, there's two people in Manhattan: those who have and those who get. All right, those who have stays here because they have and they can afford Manhattan, and there are people who are here to get. Those people are just like me and you, like us, because we cannot afford the 4,000 rent every month, and our minimum pay can't pay for that. But we're here because we want to get. So there's two people, one that have and one getting, and I'm one of those people who is in Manhattan to get. Okay, so yeah, where's the dog? There you go. The dog is so tiny, I can't even see it. So yeah, so before we can continue with this one, let me give you a perspective. I am a Filipino, of course, from the Philippines. I worked in Italy for the last 10 years, and I'm working in the United States right now with a since September. All right, so I'm new here. Novelty is not wearing off any moment now, but I see a lot of Filipinos struggling in New York. So why is that? Of course, everybody's gonna be saying it's because of the no, here. Okay, it's because of the high cost, the cost of living in New York. It's so high that we cannot afford it. Yeah, that's one thing. But remember, you have, hey lady, don't cross the street with it when it's red. Um, Number one, you have to memorize and know the subway system. It's not rocket science. It's not easy as well, like Manila, but you have to know the subway system in Manhattan, because the Uber, I think the minimum is $16, but it's rarely $16. Even if you're just in downtown going to Midtown, $16 is too much. The subway, it's like 230, 275. So why not get the subway instead of commuting with your Uber or with the taxi, with a cab? So that's number one. You have to know the subway system, even though if you're not using it, because you're always a tourist on the weekends. You have to know the subway system, all right? Or your commuting fee will just pile up, and every month, where did your money go? You're gonna ask, where did my money go? So yeah, subway systems. It's not like Tokyo or Osaka. They call it Osaka. In Tokyo and Osaka, there are three things to consider. You have the color, the railway color system, the name, and the number. Okay, so it's gonna get confusing, because if you're in Osaka, I was there last August. The subway has you have to memorize three things. Even if your color is blue, but the name is wrong and the number is wrong, you're on the wrong station. If the name and the color is right, but the number is wrong, you're in the wrong lane. Maybe you're going southbound, not going northbound. So there's three things to consider there. Even if you're right with the number, if you're right with the name, but the color is wrong, you're gonna get lost. So that's how Tokyo and Osaka railway systems are. In the Philippines, it's easy. It's easy. Just point and shoot like a camera. Just point and just ride, and then you're gonna get there. There's no crisscrossing lines and everything. But in Manhattan, it's the middle ground of the Philippines and in Tokyo and Osaka. We're gonna get there. It's not rocket science. So yeah, memorize the subway system, get the metro card, and utilize it. Do you need the monthly? Do you need the daily? Or I don't know if there's an annual pass. So yeah, that's number one. Number two, you have to get connected. If you want to survive Manhattan, you have to get connected. So it's not that hard, even if you are an introvert. The internet is open for everybody. That's number one. Information is out for everybody. There's the public library, there's the public space, the parks. You can go there and find some like-minded people like you, share some interests, and be a member of a community, of the legal community, of course. And you'll get there. You'll survive Manhattan. These people are way more than older than you. They have more experiences than you, and you can learn a lot from them. Of course, you have to absorb the right stuff. Don't go for the illegal stuff. A lot of Filipinos are into their vices, and they're just gonna be a bad influence for you. So if you want to survive New York, find like-minded people and get the betterment of their advices. Okay. Number three, you have to be street smart. If you are in Manhattan, you have to be street smart. You have to know how to cross the street, man. A lot of people die because they don't know how to cross the street. Because in every city there's there's a lot, there's differences. In Manhattan, last week they have a controversial law wherein they legalize jaywalking. I don't know why they do that, because they say nobody follows it, but still you're just encouraging them um, to cross the street with the red light. So that's a problem. So you have to be street smart. You know how to cross the street. You know what the scams are. There's YouTube and everything. You can find it there. How not to get scammed. Know where the crazy people are. Know where the gangs at. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine in New York. And if you are integrated, if you are assimilated already, this is basic for you. Number four, you have to embrace diversity. You're not an island. No man is an island, right? And you have to live with a lot of people, a lot of different cultures, traditions. Because a lot of people in New York, they stay like this one. They don't care. Why are they passing with a red light? What? Huh. All right, the cars are just passing. They're just beating the red light. You have to embrace diversity. This is not your world. Even if you're a New Yorker, even if you're born here, this is a place where I think this is the most diversified area, the most diversified city in the world, where you can find any food, any gender, any any anything, everything is here. So you have to embrace diversity. It's not that you blame you blame you blame Latinos for something, you blame the blacks for something, you blame Asians for something. Although sometimes it is factual, but yeah, um, you have to embrace diversity. You have to find good things with other people. You have to expect that there is a benefit of the doubt that they are good people. And with that thinking, you're gonna be making the place better. Instead, because of the place is full of hate already. There's a lot of division already, especially in the elections. You have to do your part and not be a part of that, and be a better person. Okay, share some experiences. If you find someone like an Italian, if you're an Asian and you find Italian, you find the middle ground. You talk about trade. You talk about how to survive in New York. You talk about food. Of course, Italian food are very nice. And if you share something to someone else, and he shared something to you, there's two people who has two information already. And if people are like that, conversing, um, for the benefit of each other or for the benefit of the city, instead of gossiping, instead of spreading hate, instead of just converting them into your religious beliefs. Most of them are nonsense. Most of them are just dead ends. It's not gonna level you up. You're not gonna survive New York with gossips and everything. It's not gonna climb you in a social ladder like that. You have to level up. Find people that are worth your time. All right. If you can share things about mechanical engineering, if you're in mechanical engineering, if you're electrician, even if you're a domestic helper, you can share a lot of things, and people are going to be sharing some thoughts as well, and some skills, and later on in life you're going to use that. You may use that, and you're going to be a better person. They're going to be a better person, and once you know it, New York is going to be a better place, and you're going to survive New York. So yeah, you don't need to do whatever everyone is doing because they're doing it. It's not like that. All right, I am in the left lane only. I have to go right here instead of going to the left side. I'm sorry, man. Okay, here you go, you go. Because you're old, I'm gonna give it to you. There you go. All right, and if you share something, you're helping the place out. You're sharing your expertise. You're sharing your experiences, and you're gonna get the same thing back. That's the beauty of mankind, and you can find a lot of information here. Just go to the net, go to a meeting place, public meeting place, ask them about their craft, about their trade, and of course, not everything is publicly available, but still, we're gonna learn something, and that will help you survive New York City. Uh, of course, there's a lot of people, a lot of Filipinos as well that doesn't want to evolve, not wanting to level up. They are used to just getting my minimum, just forcing my way into the crowd. I'm not doing anything. I'm just gonna drink in my on my weekends. I'm just gonna do my vices. I'm just gonna buy stuff for me to show off in social media. But you're gonna be empty after like 5 years, and you're still doing that, and you're not going anywhere. There's no growth. Because here in New York City, I believe if you are not growing and you are not um, not not doing anything for yourself, for the betterment of yourself, you're gonna stuck in a loop. And if you're gonna be stuck in a loop, you're gonna be stagnant. And then you're just gonna rant about why is it my life is like this? Why is it I'm not getting more bucks? Why is it that I don't have time of my own? It trickles into that because you do not have any growth. It's like jobs. You get promoted if you do something right, and you have to be consistent about it. I think the one of the most important thing in surviving Manhattan and surviving New York, if you're a Filipino, is that you have to have a mentorship. If you're starting out, you don't know anything, you have to have a mentorship. You have to know who to talk with, what organizations to be with. You have to know people, because even if you're street smart, even if you have a community, it is still close to one person to a couple of person. But if you have a mentorship, you have someone to look up to, someone who thinks that I want to be this person after 2 years, after 3 years, after 5 years. I think that's the most basic part. If you have mentorship, you're gonna get by in New York. But if you don't have that, of course, you go back to joining the communities, embracing diversity, and talking with friends, talking with family members. But it will not cut it. All right, you have to have a mentorship. You have to have a scheduled plan, a long term and a short term. The long term is with your career or with your successful dream, and the short version is just how to improve yourself. If you don't take it, somebody else will. That's opportunity. If you don't grab it, somebody will grab it. Of course, I'm talking about all legal stuff here, okay? Don't go into illegal stuff, because you're just going to a rabbit hole that won't satisfy you, and maybe it will result in jail time or in arrests. But yeah, so yeah, if you want to improve yourself, just do those things. It's not easy. It's not a shortcut. It's just advice. And you yourself is gonna be leveling up. You're gonna improve. Gonna know a lot of things, and you have to set your priorities and set a schedule, a short and a long term, and you're gonna get by. For me, since September, October, November. Okay, so I've been here for September, October, November. Okay, almost. Yeah, I've been here 2 months and 8 days. Actually, it's 2 months. Actually, 2 months. I've been here for 2 months, and I'm still surviving. I'm not one of those who are seeking asylum. I am one of those who are um, I can work legally here. So just find ways how to contribute to your community, and the community will respond in getting back to you. Even if you have uh, even if you have a tourist visa, if you share something to the community will respond, and you will get by. All right, because money stuff, that is basic. Money stuff, it's coming, it's going, but you really need advice more than the financial advice, more than the other advices. You have to be consistent. Me, I'm a driver for now, but I'm not gonna be a driver forever. I can take domestic, but I'm not gonna be domestic forever. You have to grow. You have to level up. If you're satisfied with something and you stop there, then stop ranting. Stop complaining, right? You said, okay, I'm gonna be a driver like this forever. I'm gonna be like an Uber driver forever. Then stop ranting that you cannot pay because you have a minimum wage. Stop complaining that you're eating canned goods every day, right? Because you are satisfied with that. But if you strive to go further, to develop yourselves, include the community on the betterment, uh, share some. Come on, traffic. and share some advice to other people who needs advice as well. You're going to be expanding your circle, and that circle is not the gossiping circle, that's not the religious circle, that's the improvement circle. And yeah, but one last thing before I end this, because I'm almost at the parking lot. Most of the Filipinos forget how to take care of themselves. They just work 12 hours, 16 hours a day. Yeah, I know you need some dollars, you need some bread, you need some paper. But once your body is in 45 above, you're going to feel it. And those who can and able be able to do your job, you're going to be replaced. So your greatest treasure is your health and your youth, and you use that into your advantage. Don't, don't stay where you are, because you can still do a lot of stuff. You can do a lot of jobs. Don't stay being a driver, or don't stay being a domestic helper all the time, because once you're in your 40s, 50s, you're going to be replaced by somebody new, somebody younger, somebody who's able to do it. So yeah, health is wealth. So yeah, I'm sorry to cut this short. I'm here at the parking lot already, and I am signing out. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. This is Michael, your host, and yeah, have a good day. See you next time.